Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited this morning to share this project with you. Actually, this was an order that I completed, but my excitement is I'm using a new type of closure. Tammy Merrill and I have been working on this. Oh gosh, we've talked about this for several weeks now, and she had completed a project using the top closure as well, and I went ahead and utilized it in this order. This is a special order custom wedding album, and again, I did use the top flap closure, and I absolutely love how this turned out. The great thing about the top flap closure, this is so easy to display standing up rather than just having it lie down on its back. This book is awesome. It stands perfectly. Your pages, especially if you use a lot of three-dimensional elements inside, your pages aren't going to smash in on each other. Although when I do make my albums, I make sure I always put at least a ½ inch gusset inside, because I like to use a lot of embellishments and I like to pack my albums pretty full. So at any rate, let's get to it and let me show you what I've got for you. Again, this was a custom album, so she had asked me to make sure and put the date on the front, as well as she also wanted their names. So I went ahead and I did, and I have them on some little tags that can be moved around if she likes. On the front also, I've made some three-dimensional flowers. I used some of the papers from the collections. I used about 3 different collections in this album. I just like to make them special. I like to make them one of a kind, and hopefully that they will be, able to pass it down, and they will be heirloom someday. This is the front. We've got the glitter sparkle leaves, and this is our happily ever after, it says on the front. And the side, I went ahead and I used some sparkly bejeweled hearts, and I went ahead and put ribbons. The back, I always have my little stamp, handmade for you by Brenda. And this is the inside. Let's go ahead and flip the flap. This is the inside of the flap. I've papered it, decorated it with pattern paper, and then I put Mr. and Mrs. and the bottle of champagne. Those are fixed. Okay. I'm sorry if I jiggle the camera. I'm going to try to keep us in focus, so please bear with me. This is the front cover once the flap is lifted. I do have a very large mat here, a mat tag. This has their names, and it also has their wedding date. This would be perfect to add some journaling about the day, or to put a very nice special photo on here. And it fits inside this pocket. I made a pocket on the front cover. You've got the sparkly glittered chandelier. On the pocket it says, "I am beloved's, and my beloved is mine." This fits back inside the pocket. And then, of course, whoops, the flap closes, and the flap, of course, is magnetic, so it keeps it nice and secure. It's going to keep your album closed no matter what you put in it. It can be really, really packed full of photos. Okay, I'm going to scoot this over so I can kind of show you this, because there's another flap on this. When you open the inside, this is the inside cover to your left here, and I have a pocket along the side, and inside the pocket there's a nice big mat tag. This says, "The best thing in life to hold on to is each other." And then you open this. Again, let me scoot this over so you can see. I apologize. When you open this, there's also a nice embellished with a side ribbon. This is a nice size page. A good size photo could be put on here. This is to have and to hold from this day forward. And this is your basic wedding vows that most weddings have. And then on the inside cover, when you lift that flap, you have got your wedding certificate here that can be filled out. This can be filled out by the bride and groom, and they have a permanent record of everything. This is magnetic, of course, so it closes. It holds everything nice and secure and in place. Let me scooch this back over so we're back kind of in focus here. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Okay, on this page, on the first page, love this paper. I've got this decorated. She wanted royal blue and light green if possible. So I did bring in some of the light greens and some of the embellishments. We've got some joining hearts here. I kind of use those throughout the album. I just think that's a sweet touch, and it just kind of says to me, you know, togetherness. I really like that. I made this envelope, some of the pattern paper, and thought that this was a real sweet thing. And they could go ahead and use this to put some notes in, some special notes, or they could put pictures in here. I always kind of like the idea that whoever's giving this to the bride and groom, maybe they could put a personal note inside here. And then it fits back inside the envelope, and it's kind of private. It's just to them, and they would be the only ones, of course, to see it. So it's not actually out on display. This closes by this little embellishment that I've got down here. You just stick the flap right behind it. It keeps it nice and secure. All the pages are either top load or side load with giant mats. I went ahead and mixed them up. I thought that was kind of a neat idea instead of having them all the same. So some you're going to have a top load mat, some you're going to have a side load mat. And then I've got coordinating pulls on each of the mats. Okay, next page. Again, I've got another envelope here that I made, and we've got the double joining hearts, and we've got the side ribbon to embellish. I just think this is such pretty paper with the delicate flowers. And again, inside, another card, mat. You could put a personal message. The bride and groom could write in here. You know, what about maybe the maid of honor or best man penning a note to them? And again, this would be put back in the envelope, and it would be private just to them. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea. This fits right back inside. So again, it's not out on display, but yet it would be something nice and personal for the bride and groom. Next page, I did some handmade flowers, and again, I used some of the papers from the collection so that they really coordinate well and they blend, but yet with them being dimensional, they stand out and they really pop. Some nice white leaves and everything. I love inking. I just think it kind of sets things off and it gives it that final whatever it needs. This has a flap. It says, "With this ring I thee wed," and on the back, of course, you have a photo of rings, and I've got the joined hearts. And on this page, you've got a nice size pocket. You could put several photos in here, even some mementos. I think it would be a cool idea to put a wedding invitation in here so they have one to save. And then there's a nice size tag mat. These are 4x6s, so there's plenty of space to put a photo or journal. This says, "The best thing in life to hold on to is each other." I thought that was a sweet sentiment. This just fits right back inside this pocket. And also inside, on this page, I've got some lace. I brought some lace in to embellish the pocket a little bit. And this has the side pull mat. So they're all huge. These are really, really big mats and tags. So you could put tons of photos. You could put lots and lots of journaling. Just a really good space. So you've got, I alternated these, so you have top load, side load, top load, side load. Kind of breaks it up a little. Next page, oops, sorry for the camera shake. Next page, you have two hearts that beat as one. This is on some matted cardstock with the royal blue, and I have it so that it's kind of loopy and floating across the top and held down. And has two tiny little hearts. On the bottom here, we've got a side corner pocket, and it's embellished with ribbon, and there's a cute little heart that hangs from that ribbon. Then on the sides, we've got some corner embellishments. I got these from Tammy Merrill. She has got some excellent charms in her store. Check it out. They're so reasonable. I was amazed at how many of them you can get so cheap. It's awesome. I highly recommend you dash over there. That is at countrycraftcreations.com. Super good store. So a lot of these charms that I've used throughout this album, I've gotten from there. And again, you can't beat it for the money. And my gosh, that woman, she couldn't possibly ship out any faster than she does. Inside of that pocket, we've got 3 smaller tags. These would be cute to put some little candid photos or some journaling. These all have the little ribbon pulls that kind of coordinate with the ribbon on the little corner pocket here. This page, I really like this page, something a little bit different. We've got the joining hearts. This is our happily ever after. When you lift this top flap, again, there's a space you could write something up here for journaling, or you could go ahead and put some smaller photos. And this is magnetic so that it holds this card in place. Inside this card, there's also 2 tags. So there's more spaces here for journaling or, small little pictures. It says love is in the air. And you could put a really nice size photo on here, and it's not going to affect holding that mat down or this flap with the magnet underneath it. Just a nice place to put things, and again, with that magnet, it's going to hold them securely in place. This is a top pull. So there's your big giant mat tag. And on this page, we've got another top flap. And this again is magnetized. It says just married, and it's embellished with the kind of double ribbon that has some sheer and some glitter to it. I've kind of I've done a lot of punching throughout to kind of bring in some frill, if you will, to the album. It is a wedding album, and so I just kind of thought that was appropriate and went well. So you lift that flap, and you've got a very nice size base here to work with. Happiness is being married to your best friend. Super good area to put a large photo. You could do a large photo here and lots of journaling up above. Underneath, though, there is this card that I made. I've got the bottom punched quite a bit. Dreams really do come true, and you lift it, it says here comes the bride. So how cool would this be to put a picture of the bride, in her dress, maybe before the ceremony? I thought that might be a sweet idea. This fits right back underneath, and it's held securely with that magnet. On this page across the top, whoops, let me flip these back over. It says love, adore, and cherish. These are held down with some small little tiny heart brads. And hanging from the ribbon, there's a heart and a key. Again, these came from countrycraftcreations.com over at Tammy Merrill's store. And as did this heart on this tag. This also came from there. It's a good solid tag. Charm. It's really flat on the back, so it adheres nicely and easily. Mr. and Mrs., and you have your bottle of champagne here. Got to have champagne. A small little side pocket on the very bottom corner, and of course a picture of a beautiful wedding cake. Lots of space here. Again, you can add a big photo here, or you could put a lot of journaling. This page, to alternate, has the nice big side tag that pulls out. On this page, we've got the joining hearts to carry it through the rest of the album. And this has 2 flaps. It says, whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And you open these. Whoops, I'm out of focus. I'm so sorry. You open these. And on each of these flaps, there's a pocket, and each one has another tag mat. So lots and lots of space in this album, folks, to put tons of pictures, which, it's a wedding album. So, of course, you're going to have a lot of photos, and you're going to have a lot to journal about. Once these flaps are lifted, there's tons of space here to go ahead and put a large photo. Again, you're going to have lots of photos. You could put several smaller ones. You've got some ribbon embellishment, and you could slide things underneath that ribbon as well. This closes, and again, the magnet keeps things nice and secure and in place if you didn't want to stick them down. On this page, I like the glitter. I love the bouquet with all the glitter on it. It really pops, and I went ahead and put a flower on here that has some glitter as well that makes it stand out. It's three-dimensional, and the leaves are highly, highly glittered. So everything just kind of really stands out on this page. This little flap flips up. It's held down with this pretty green sheer ribbon. When you flip that up, you could, of course, put something underneath, or you could journal something maybe private under there. This, being the alternate page, of course, has the top giant flap, or mat tag, I'm sorry. Next page. I really like this too. I just think the black and the gold is so pretty. I have Cherish, Love, Adore. It's set off with this dimensional, I believe that was a brad. And I've got that matted, and I have it to where it is on some pop dots, so it does stand up and stands out. There's two good size matte tags in here. These are perfect to add photos or journaling, of course, whatever you choose. And again, there's going to be lots of both because it's a wedding album. So you got to, you got to make sure that you record those memories. It's great to look back over the years. And I just think it's a wonderful keepsake. On this page, a little bit different. You've got a flap here. It's embellished. I like this. This is a dimensional heart, and then it had the arrow that, of course, was separate. So I put that on top. And then I've got some of this sheer ribbon going down the side, and you've got a bride and a groom here. You lift this flap, and again, I've got some embellished ribbon here that's glittered, and you can add a lot of journaling, or you could put some pictures on this page. A nice size base page here, again glittered out, and this has your basic vows to have and to hold from this day forward, and this would be a great page also to put some large photos. Again, you got your large side pull mat tag. Whoops. Close that. And then the last page, of course, is a waterfall. That is my favorite technique. I love to do a lot of different techniques, and I love to put lots and lots of interactives, but I have to say the waterfall is my favorite. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but you can put so many photos in such, a small area, and I just think that's a great idea. 4x6 photos fits perfectly on these mats. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mats. So you could put 14 photos on this one area. I've got, again, the wavy sentiment on top says two souls with but a single thought. I thought that was sweet. And it's set off with a royal blue sheer ribbon. This is the inside back cover. And on the inside back cover, again, I've got the joined hearts, and I've got a bottom side pocket that would hold a ton of stuff. It's set off with a nice white ribbon. And inside, I've got a large tag. Again, 4x6s would make perfect matte tag for photos. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And then I made this one, You Are My Everything. I made this one into an actual booklet. So lots of space, lots and lots of space. On the inside, on the inside of the mat, on the inside of the top flap, I did decorate that as well. And everything has the pattern paper, and on the inside flap, top flap, I did put two stationary matted tags there just to kind of set that off. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. I was excited to share this with you. Again, this was the first time I've made this specific top closure. Tammy and I had been working on this and talking about this for quite some time, and I was just so excited whenever I got it finished and wanted to share that with you all. So stop back again I'll have more projects and more orders that I've finished. I do lots of custom orders. So if there's something maybe that you would like, or you have a theme but not sure what you want to do, I can help you with that. Check out my blog. I always post a lot of things on my blog, and that's over at www.cross-eyedcricketcreations.blogspot.com. Stop in if you have time and check some of my projects out. And again, thank you for stopping by, and I will be posting more later. Thank you.